Here we are, episode 2, Assassins. And if you notice something is a little bit off about my commentary, that is, my cats actually pulled an April Fool's joke on me, where they unplugged my microphone from the computer and I didn't realize it. And so I recorded this entire chapter with my live reaction to, for example, I was surprised that we were playing as the bad guys, and I was excited because it looks like I have a bunch of Roro clones. Spoilers, I do have a bunch of Roro clones. And yeah, instead you get post-production Danny for what is roughly, 35 minutes. So, sorry about that. April Fools, I guess. The joke is that I have to do this entire thing post-production. The other joke is that this map is a lot harder than the previous one. I gotta say, the map that we did before with just a bunch of mages, well, it's 4 mages, plus then you get Michalis and Fina as reinforcements. It really taught me to expect these maps to be easy. So here I am just looking over all the units, right? And then I go up and I see, okay, we're doing sort of an Awakening style map. It's not quite as bad as Awakening because there is forests to take cover in instead of just completely open terrain, but there's no walls. It is just a plain field. Well, I guess there's technically a couple of walls at the top near those 2 heroes that are the bosses. But, yeah, this is very much like a you are surrounded on all sides, take care of these enemies. The people I have, too, I have the Roros, and I have Klein and Katarina, and they're all kind of weak. Roros are just, facing atrocious hit rates, especially against the enemy thieves. And then Katarina, is frequently 1 point short of one-shotting things with her L-Fire Tome. She also is the only unit you have with reliable 1-2 range. The Roros all have hand axes, but their hit is garbage, so you can't just, throw them out in the middle of a 1-2 range. Plus, they have no res, and there's a decent number of mage enemies. Here I was contemplating, what happens if Roro, so there's clearly one who's the one true Roro, because he has the Immortal Axe, which I don't realize until afterwards, but the Immortal Axe is pretty cool in that it's like the Regalia for FE11 and FE12, where if you use it, if you're holding the weapon, right, and you use it, you can use it as if it's a healing item. It's not like a Vulnerary, because a Vulnerary is only 10 HP, and the Immortal Axe is actually 20 HP, so it makes the one true Roro a lot bulkier than before. So that's kind of interesting, sort of going over that and figuring out, that's pretty cool, I think. That's a pretty cool thing. I'm just contemplating all of my moves. I apologize, I am doing this all in, one big, long, 35-minute take of me doing post-production recording, right? I would say I had some good live commentary. It wasn't great, it wasn't my greatest. I never think that I'm ideal solo, personally, but, I do think it was better than what is going on right now with post-production, but the April Fool's videos are just basically shit posts anyway, so what do you want me to, what do you want? What do you want from me? Anyway, now we've got the right side that I need to take care of as well. I don't want to get surrounded by these enemies, and so I decide, we got a couple of Roros, we got Klein, we got Katarina, why not just ignore my D&D instincts and split the party. I send the one true Roro over to the right just to deal with these guys, and as you'll see, he's facing abysmal hit rates and not one-shotting things unless he crits. And that's with the Immortal Axe, which has better hit than the Steel Axes and Hand Axes. Yeah, it's less than ideal, I would say. This is not looking great. Katarina thankfully doubles the Brigands, and so she can one-round them. She unfortunately doesn't double the Thieves, and therefore she comes 1 point short of one-rounding them. She deals 21 damage to their 22 HP every single time. I'm fairly certain that the map was actually designed this way to make it so that level ups were meaningful, since you're only keeping them for one map, so they do make a concrete difference. If you were to get a magic level up on Katarina playing this without 0% growths, then you would make a very concrete difference there, because now Katarina can one-shot the Thieves. My only source of healing I have... Well, I've got several sources of healing, actually. Most of the units have vulneries on them, with the exception of Katarina, who has a Mend Staff. That's good, though. The Mend Staff is, like, an external source of healing, and a way for her to be useful once Elfire breaks, because it is the only tome you get, so unlike the Roros, you can sort of, like, pass around, or Klein, who, yeah, she only has a silver bow, but she's not going to break a silver bow, because she's not going to be enemy phasing with it. Katarina just sort of becomes a heal bot if her tome ever breaks, which it's probably going to. I mean, spoilers, I know it's going to because I've already done this. Just because of her being really just the most reliable enemy phase unit. And when I say reliable, like, she has to rely on dodging, but, yeah. So we get Athena here, who... I was actually surprised by Athena being the reinforcement. I kind of assumed that since we were playing as the bad guys, if we were to have any reinforcements, it would be either just like more Roro clones or maybe Rad and Caesar, since canonically Rad and Caesar were fighting on the side of the enemies in one of the paralogs, and the paralogs are associated with this group. This sort of fundamental evil group. Okay, I said I was recording all in one take, but then my bowels decided to play an April Fool's joke on me, and surprise, I lied, it's not all in all take. I had to take a break to go to the bathroom, but it's not like, you know, much was going on. The Roros are here, and I decided to try and snipe the thief with Klein, but nope, that's not gonna work. The thieves are, by far, the most annoying part of this map. Just taking care of them because they have incredibly high avoid. They're just a pain in my fucking ass. They really are. I decided to snipe this one that's already weakened because rather than rely on, you know, the 1-2 punch of snipe and then hit with melee in order to not get attacked, the Roros are pretty expendable. Like, I feel like whoever designed this map decided that the Roros are just sort of meat shields. What is of note is Athena comes with a strength potion and a defense potion. I didn't realize this at first, but then I look over her inventory and I decide to give the strength potion to one of the Roros. I was under the... not necessarily under the impression. I was sort of like, does the strength potion work on all the Roros, right? And then I go for Wudao crits. That is the one thing that is sort of like really a shame about my microphone not being plugged in for the entire playthrough. There are quite a few Wudao crits coming up, and my excitement at Wudao crits or berserker crits from Roro is just like something we don't get. Anyway, I used this strength potion on that Roro to see if it affects the others, and it doesn't. I thought maybe it would because they're like clones or whatever, but like, I guess just, you know, it's not something for them to implement. The other thing that I was confused about is if the one true Roro dies, do all the clones die? Because within the single player mode, right, when Roro is just an enemy character, that's how that works. If you kill the true Roro, you beat the chapter and the other Roros disappear. But, like, mechanically, all that is a kill boss map seizing. You know, it's not like the other Roros just disappear on the map. It's just the map finishes, and story-wise, they all died. But I was actually, like, a little bit scared that they had implemented those mechanics specifically just for this map where Roro's controllable. I know that Fates, when you use, like, replicates... oh, yeah, there's a crit. It's an unnecessary crit, but it's very fun. I know in Fates, when you use, like, replicates, it means if one of them dies... like, I mean, they share HP in Fates, but, like, your replica dies, you die, right? So I didn't know if, like, the true Roro dying might kill all the other Roros. So I was a little bit concerned about that, but not too concerned, as you can see, because I, like, threw him to the front line. The Roro's really, like, he's such a goofy guy, and he's such a fun character, but the Roros are really only good as meat shields in this map. Like, look at the fucking, I know it's against a thief at weapon triangle disadvantage and in the forest, but even then, like, just... like, here he is against an axe guy with the Immortal Axe, which is the most accurate weapon any of the Roros have, and you only have one of them, and it's still only 84. It's just less than ideal. Anyway, this is the Roro I gave the strength drop to, and he's gonna die before he can take advantage of the strength drop, so whoopsie doopsie. That was more just like an experiment than me actually thinking it was tactically a smart move. It was tactically an absolutely fucking stupid move. And I knew it. I knew it at the time, and I know it now. It was just like, let me just experiment and see what happens, and, you know, do it for the fucking meme. I guess. Fucking content. April Fools, you thought you were gonna get a strength boost? You get nothing. You get nothing! Yeah, so that's that. Anyway, Roro, chop chop. Roro, chop chop. We do, unfortunately, like, sort of the theme of this map is just, like, coming barely short of getting kills. Very often it's 1 HP. This time it was, like, this guy has 5 left, but it's still just, it feels so bad. The Roros feel so fucking bad to use, because in addition to their terrible hit rates, like, god-awful hit rates, they're not even one-shotting thieves, who I understand, like, in New Mystery, thieves are, like, actually incredibly threatening, but it still feels bad not to be able to one-shot incredibly frail units. Athena is unable to double almost anything, even though she's a sword master, so she relies basically on being able to get Wu Dao crits or Silver Sword for 100% accuracy. That is, like, the big... Oh, Wu Dao crit, speaking of. That is the big saving grace of Athena, is that she has, like, she's, like, one of the only units who can reliably, like, she's one of the only units who can, like, reliably take out enemies, because the hit rates are so bad. Like, the Roros in particular, the hit rates are so bad. I guess that's, you know, Klein has pretty good hit rates, and then, you know, again, Katarina is an incredible unit. I don't think I've ever used her before now. This, by the way, is where I found out that the Immortal Axe heals 20. I assumed it was 10, because I assumed it was like a vulnerary, right? But no, it heals 20. This is after, you know, I decide where am I going to do with Roro, what am I going to do with Roro, because, like, this group that I just sent Katarina and the Roros on is actually in... some pretty big danger. So I decided to send him over there and heal. Maybe he'll lure people, but the real star of the show, like, here's Katarina. She comes just short of killing this ruffian, because, again, the theme of this is everyone is just short. I really do think, and I mentioned this earlier, but I really do think Katarina was specifically designed to be just short of one-shotting the thieves so that magic level-ups would feel meaningful. Unfortunately, we won't be getting those because I'm playing 0% growths. So April Fool's on me. Those thieves are just gonna be a pain in my fucking ass. I mean, it's not a huge deal, right? Because, like, here's the thing. The reason that I'm doing this as my April Fool's series is that 0% growthing a game, or where, like, the units are all reset to the start just for one map anyway, like, that's a silly prospect. That's a dumb, silly prospect that I'm proposing. So it's kind of just like, you know, it's kind of silly. Anyway, the one true Roro dies here, and he says, I won't die as long as there's another me. Which, to me, I mean, obviously I see also, but it indicates, like, before the end of the death quote, oh, I'm not gonna have the other Roros die, that's good. That said, the other Roros are almost certainly, like, I'm not gonna die until there's no other me's. Look at how close all of them are to death. I do have that heal staff over there with Katarina, but again, the right side is very, very vulnerable. I'm also like 90% certain Katarina is considered the Lord/game over condition, right? She's the most plot important. She's the only one of these evil people who becomes good eventually, and she is sort of like, she has main character syndrome, right? Like, she becomes friends with Chris. So I don't know, like, the map never clearly tells you, but I would assume Katarina and probably Klein are considered game over conditions. Possibly Athena, because she's also a good guy, but, like, I really doubt it on Athena's terms. I do find an answer to some of these questions. Like, some of these units will die. The Roros, obviously, are just here as fucking meat fodder, right? Klein, obviously, like, sniper gonna snipe. You don't get a good enemy phase with the sniper gonna snipe, but you do get, like, you know, the ability to chip on player phase, and that's really nice. And Klein and Athena being, like, better at hitting things than fucking the Roro clones, I appreciate that from them. I see your value. I see the sniper's value. Anyway, after that little discussion where Klein openly talks about how she's planning on murdering Athena, can we just, like, take a moment to appreciate how weird it is that Athena is the reinforcement you get here? Because Athena is, like, within the story of FE12, you have to rescue Athena from getting murdered by these people. I guess maybe this is this canonically? No, this isn't canonically what happens in between the prologue and you rescuing Athena. Because Katarina, like, would have met Athena in the prologue, and Athena would have known that Katarina's evil. But this is, I guess, the first time Katarina and Athena meet each other. So I just think it's kind of weird, like a weird choice. Obviously, plot-wise, the reason is that these guys are going to, like, rescue the orphanage, that eventually the orphans become, like, child soldiers for the evil army. And Athena is there to rescue the orphans as well. Like, that's sort of her motivation. But now's the point where it's like, uh-oh, like, these guys are now coming down to charge, and I have one Roro and a Katarina. Like, I really shouldn't have split my party, but on the other hand, it does also keep the enemies separated. So I decide that the best thing to do is to heal up Roro, and then have Roro face tank with the hand axe. He's probably not going to hit anything, but at the very least he can, like, he has a chance of countering the mage, right? Katarina, as much as I would love to face tank with her, she needs to, like, heal up vulnerary-wise or whatever. And she doesn't have one on her. I guess I probably should have traded it, but I wanted to keep it on Roro since he's enemy phasing right now. The left side is a lot simpler. After some deliberation, I'm just like, yeah, let's just send these people, you know? There's some scrubs, some fucking snipers, some fucking mage. The thief is like, again, thieves are always just such a fucking problem on this map. Like, such a problem. But yeah, Roro time. Fucking, we got terrain. I can put Katarina there in order to be able to counter the mage at tomb range. So, like, or not Katarina, Klein. So, like, yeah, we got a fucking enemy phase mage time, or enemy phase sniper time. I always love working out how to get an enemy phase sniper. That said, like, because the theme of the run is being 1 point short, we do have to, like, hit this guy twice, so expend 2 silver row uses. I'm not concerned about that. I don't think the silver row is going to break on this map, because it would have to, like, I'm basically using it all on player phase. I know I just used it on enemy phase, but that's a rarity. Anyway, look, my hand axe paid off. I didn't hit either of them. Fucking Roro moment. Roro. Anyway, there's not that many units left. I am still, like, I'm much more concerned about the right-hand side, especially considering I am fairly certain Katarina is the game over condition. So I really need to, like, keep her alive. I decide to put her in the fucking tree, and rather than healing, I want to take care of this thief. Like, thieves are so fucking annoying. And, yeah, Roro might be dead here. Thank God I get that 50-50. But yeah, Roro is basically, like, I am hoping, my hope is that they'll go for Roro instead of going for Katarina, and Roro dies. He takes the vulnerary with him, and he takes, you know, a hand axe and a steel axe, which we don't fucking care about, because, like, oh, we're gonna give them to the other Roro? All the Roros have the same inventory. Like, just the one true Roro is the only one who has a different inventory, and he's already dead, so he died with his immortal axe, so, like, yeah, what the fuck are we doing, you know? But yeah, now, I kind of just am leaving the right side up to chance, if I'm being perfectly honest. Like, this isn't an ideal play, but it's what we got. Anyway, Roro is gonna go ahead and, well, not Roro, Athena. I decide, like, let's hope for a Wu Dao crit, and we get it. That's sort of the theme, is, also, look at that. Our two themes are, like, just hoping for luck and getting it, and then being 1 point short. We are, once again, 1 point short of killing this brigand. But, we managed to do it. All that's left alive is the thief, but the thieves are a pain in our fucking asses. There we go. 50-50 to lose the run. But Katarina dodges. That's nice. I very much like not losing the run. So, we're relying on luck all over the place, but we're getting it. We're getting very good luck. Well, okay. We're not getting that good luck. Roro is still, like, fucking sucking balls. Like, fuck you, Roro. I hate you. No, that's not true. Roro's a very fun, goofy character. That said, he's, like, not a good unit. Like, he's not a good unit. And his map where he's a boss is an annoying, like, little gimmick of, like, ooh, which one's real? Ooh, which one's real? You can, like, semi-hack it by hitting the R buttons and the L buttons and whatever to scroll through enemies, right? But it's still not, you know, great. I decided to heal up Roro because the mage is not going to kill either Katarina or Roro as long as Roro vulneraries up. And then Katarina can take care of him on player phase. And that'll leave us with at least one Roro surviving. Then we take care of this thief, and suddenly now, like, we're actually in a much better position. The only enemies left are these two heroes, which they're scary. Like, they're Silver Axe heroes, and they have decent stats. Like, 16 speed means I'm not doubling them with either of my promoted units. And, yeah, so it's, you know, potentially a problem. But because I have the Mend Staff on Katarina, I can just heal everyone up beforehand. And, I feel like the units that we have are gonna be able to take on those two heroes on their own. So, yeah, let's just fucking, like, heal a Rooney, heal a Rooney, heal a Rooney. We have two Roros. We have Athena, and we have Katarina the heal bot, and we have Klein. And, like, the ironic thing is that because fucking... and Athena took the defense tonic, right? That's who I decided to give it to. So she's probably going to be the one to bait the heroes because she has weapon triangle over them, right? And then Klein is probably going to be our damage dealer. Like, I feel like that's kind of interesting. We do also get a talk conversation between them. I accidentally made this talk conversation, like, pretty thematic because they did split up and go to other sides of the map. So it would make sense then for Katarina to check on Klein. But yeah, it was kind of funny that I accidentally did that. Whoopsie daisy, or not whoopsie daisy. Like, that's cool. It's not bad funny. It's good funny. Anyway, yeah, this is the healing portion, and the talking portion. Yada yada yada. Blah blah blah. I do want to take, since this is like a chill moment in the map, right? This opportunity to just complain about Athena's, like, "We will walk you via the wall," where she replaces, like, all the W's and some other consonants with V. If you're gonna do, like, an accent character in a game that's not voice acted, don't do that. Don't do that. I don't like reading accents out, at all. I don't like reading the accents out, like, whatsoever when they're, like, not voice acted. 'Cause it's just, like, it makes reading via text just dumb and stupid. And I just like it. Oh, I do also want to point out, you probably saw at one point, and I forgot to comment on it when it happened, because, I don't know, I'm stupid. Klein actually got 2 points, during her last level up. The reason for this was, I didn't actually make this mod myself. I found it on the internet and downloaded it. And I guess because Klein and the Roros are not, like, I tested with the Roros to see their, like, level ups, right? And that, unfortunately, you know, they didn't level up. But then with Klein, she gained stats. And I think it's because they're not playable characters. Whoever made the mod just, like, didn't bother adjusting Roro and Klein's. And that makes sense. Like, oh yeah, April Fools, I thought the map was almost over. Fuck me, I guess. Like, this is scary. You saw how much time there was left in the video, right? You saw how much time there was left in the video. You didn't think that it was just the two heroes, right? Yeah, my reaction to this was just like, I mean, you can see it. I'm just like, what the fuck do I do? What the fuck do I do? Luckily, I still have 2 Roro meat shields, but, yeah, not only did I not bait the fighter, but now I've got a bunch of mages and a bunch of thieves and just, like, or not the fighter, the hero, but I didn't bait, like, the people who I wanted to bait, and then I've just got, you know, a concerning number of enemies that showed up out of nowhere. Thankfully, we once again get sniper enemy phase. I do feel bad using Klein after she got stat level ups, because the idea of this was 2 0% growths these chapters, right? But I can't really do anything about the fact that Klein got a real quote-unquote level up. I mean, it is an April Fool's joke. I'm not fucking, like, taking it super seriously. If this were any other sort of run, I mean, you saw it with the FE4. I accidentally, like, forgot to adjust some Finn's level ups, right, when I made that. And I adjusted that. Anyway, we do get 2 new units. Emariah, which is good. That's a pre-promote. And Garneth, who's phenomenal, because he has, I'm Hulu. Sponsored by Hulu. This video is sponsored by Hulu. Please subscribe to the Hulu ad-free experience. No, just kidding. Don't. Well, I mean, do if you want, but I'm not sponsored. But yeah, he has I'm Hulu, which actually has its effect. Like, it nullifies all damage. So this is literally an invincible god unit. He is, as is the theme, 1 point short of one-shotting the sniper, but it doesn't matter. Like, you're not going to break I'm Hulu. Hulu is unbreakable. Well, it's not unbreakable. Well, I don't actually know. I think mechanically it's breakable? Question mark? No, it's unbreakable. Okay. That's good. But, yeah, you're not going to break it, so it doesn't matter that he had to double. And then I decide, like, okay, I one round that guy. I could Nosferatu that guy, or I could Meteor the thief up there. And because he's closer to my units who are boxed in, I feel like that's smarter. Thieves are a pain in the ass. I've been going over that. The two themes of this chapter are, well, three themes are like bad hit rates, thieves suck, and you're always 1 point short of what you want. But yeah, now I still have to figure out what to do. Like, we're kind of in trouble, especially because like Katarina's very low HP. And I'm fairly certain she's game over condition. I can get her to safety, but like it becomes harder and harder as more people survive. Or rather, not more people survive. More turns go by and the enemies continue to survive. So I decide we're just gonna like go again, hope for Wu Dao crits. Unfortunately, I can't like. I obviously can't double the heroes. I can't one-shot the heroes. I just have to hope for Wu Dao crits. I decide to kill the Ruffian instead of going for that hero, hoping that Athena, being an incredibly frail unit, but on the forest, is going to make, like, some tasty bait, right? Klein is, unfortunately, going to have to do some face tanking because, you know, sniper gonna snipe. And we do also have a couple of meaty Roros, so I could get them to safety. But what have I been saying this whole time Roro is especially good for? That's right, we got Meat Shield City. Surprise, that's the second April Fool's joke, is... well, I don't know how many levels deep we're in April Fool's, but Klein is not going to be enemy tanking. I lied to you. I guess we're also, you know, like, oh yeah, by the way, we get fucking crit again. Like, so many fucking crits. There we go, another crit. Like, fuck you, Roro, I guess. Like, what is going on this map? All the Roros just suck. But we've had a ton of Wu Dao crits, too. Like, the luck has not been one-sided. The luck has not been like, oh no, I just have such bad luck on this level. Because, yes, I did, like, I lost a bunch of Roros to unlikely crits. Like, both those hero crits killed my Roros faster than they should have died. And then, I believe the one true Roro also got a very low percentage crit that is why he died after he immortalaxed. But at the same time, like, the number of lucky crits I got with the Wu Dao where I'm just like, I hope this crits, and then I crit. Or, like, that 50-50 coin flip dodge where Katarina just, like, fucking survived and it would have been a game over, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, like, I haven't been having good luck or bad luck. I've just been having crazy luck. Like, I've been getting crit a bunch, and I've been getting crits a bunch. So that's that. That's kind of kooky. Speaking of, like, my crazy luck, Athena somehow manages to still be alive. Not only that, but she is cleanly, like, two-shotting these thieves, which is nice, like, because thieves are a pain in the ass. The heroes are a problem, though, and unfortunately, Garneth cannot one-shot them. I guess that's FE12 enemy inflation, not even Garneth can defeat them in one shot, like, with I'm Hulu? Like, what? Should have tried I'm Netflix, buddy. Should have tried I'm Netflix. This is the first time I actually whip out the Silver Sword. The reason for that is, while the Wu Dao does have the increased crit rate, the Silver Sword has 100% hit, so it's still a two-shot with the Silver Sword. Like, I couldn't have one-shot with the Silver Sword on enemy phase, because it is only 17, because Athena's weak as shit, but 100% hit is nice to, like, just guarantee we're doing that. Our next problem is, well, okay, this isn't a problem, but, like, our next step is just, we're gonna NOS tank these people away with Emiraya. Like, we're just fucking, we're dealing with them. We're done. even if Emiria didn't have, like, hyperinflated stats, Nosferatu is just such a good spell in FE12. I believe it actually heals for the full amount of damage instead of just half, like in, what is it, Fire Emblem Awakening? They, like, the sequel, or not the sequel, but, like, the next game in the series, Awakening, they nerfed it so it only does half. Instead of full. I'm fairly certain in FE12 you heal up the full amount of damage you deal, which is just busted, especially because there's no weapon weight in FE12. Again, I'm worried about these heroes, so I'm just sort of, like, looking at all of my possibilities. Where do I go? At the end, I decide to send Katarina down, and then, well, you'll see. We're gonna send her down, and unfortunately, she's still, like, in range, but I can body block with Klein, right? And hopefully Klein isn't a game over condition, is my thought process. If she is, like, that sucks. If she's not, though, I hand the vulneries over to Katarina, so Katarina can maybe heal up, and, like, we can potentially kill one of those heroes. The low health one is going for Athena, and, yeah, whoopsie-doopsie. I guess, like, theoretically, if I cared about raising Athena on this map, well, then I would be sad, because, Athena died. But theoretically, Garneth makes a good Jagan, I guess. That's a weird sentence. Garneth makes a good Jagan. He set up those hero kills for Athena. I checked, Athena doesn't have a talk convo with Garneth, which is, like, really funny to me, because it's, like, what if she did? Like, what if she goes up to Garneth and she's like, hey, aren't you the guy that, you're the guy, right? You're the guy I was trying to kill a bunch last year. What the fuck? Why aren't you dead? I thought we killed you. What? And he'd just go, April Fools! This is kind of the perfect map for an April Fool's Day, though, because, like, those enemies show up, and you're just like, oh shit, I'm dead, and then Garneth and Emiria show up, and it's just like, April Fools, you're not dead, here's your fucking delete buttons. Just, like, wiping out all of these pathetic enemies with I'm Hulu, even though, again, one short, like, that's very funny. Yes, I double, yes, I kill, but it's very... Why is every enemy in this map surviving at 1 HP? I mean, he's not surviving at 1 HP, but you know what I mean, right? Like, it's weird. It's a very bizarre, thing that is happening. So, yeah, that's just weird. That's interesting. So, yeah, we have... I think you can figure out what my strategy for the rest of this map is, right? We have a giant delete button, and we have a bunch of things that need to get deleted. Surprise, motherfucker! He's deleted. I'm fairly certain that I can just leave, and, you'll be able to figure out what happens. There's no talk combos, by the way. I checked to see Klein and, Katarina, no talk combos, which is a little weird. With, you know, that's their leader. I thought there would be a talk convo, but there wasn't. Anyway, I am bored of doing the commentary now, so the next, like, 2 minutes will be no commentary. It's just story stuff anyway, so enjoy the rest of the story if you care about it. It's, like, a little bit interesting, but it's not the coolest thing in the world.